You rise from the rim from early in the world. No sensation, it was gone. You're just pretending that take them down when you're innocent. Hello, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Please stand if you're able to. We will have the graduates enter into the room, and you can take your seat once the last graduate has seated. Thank you all. You may be seated. Welcome to the Master of Education in Student Affairs hooding ceremony for the class of 2023. Thank you for joining us in the celebration of this year's graduating cohort. Before we continue, we would like to begin with a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the main campus of Clemson University occupies the traditional and ancestral land of the Cherokee people. Clemson's main campus is built on land seized through the U.S. military and diplomatic incursions, culminating in the Treaty of Dewitt's Corner in 1777. This is also land on which people enslaved by the Pickens, Clemson, and Calhoun families lived and worked, and that was transformed in the campus of Clemson University through convict labor. We make this acknowledgement to remember the histories of violence that anticipate our gathering here, to recognize Indigenous and Black claims to land and life, and to recenter those claims as we commit to better ways of caring for each other and for this land. Now allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Leah Fiore.
And my name is Manish Samani.
And we are current graduate students in the class of 2024 cohort. We have served as co-chairs for this year's hooding ceremony committee. We would also like to recognize the other members of our committee at this time: Taya Andrews, Evan Branyan, Caitlin King, Christina Schmoller, and Mandy Vitale. Thank you so much for being by our side and putting so much into this event to make it special for our graduates. We'd like to continue by thanking our incredible faculty, Dr. Tony Cawthon, Dr. Michelle Botcher, and Dr. Rachel Wagner. In addition, we would like to thank our interim dean of the College of Education, Dr. Jeff Marshall, our interim associate dean, Dr. Celeste Bates, and our interim department chair, Dr. Hans Klar, and the entire College of Education at Clemson University for their support of our academic program. Next, we would like to recognize the hard work and dedication of our two graduate student organizations, whose members are steadfastly committed to the personal and professional development and well-being of each of our graduates. Thank you to the Student Personnel Association and the Chi Sigma Alpha Honor Society.
The holding ceremony could not be possible without the generous support from Clemson Home. Additionally, we already thank you for attending this event. We would like to also express our appreciation to you. Some of you may be friends or family or supervisors or mentors or maybe partners of our program. No matter the role you have played, you have been pivotal in growth and success of somebody up on the stage. Thank you to all of you for loving and supporting the wonderful graduates we are here to celebrate today. Speaking of which, we would lastly like to thank our graduates. Thank you for choosing Clemson, for contributing to this program, for working hard to get to this moment. And thank you for being such wonderful friends and role models. As a class after yours, we are honored to be able to walk in your footsteps.
Before we continue on with today's events, we want to take a moment to recognize the significance of the Master's hooding and provide a brief history of why we're celebrating today. We have borrowed the following excerpt from the Princeton University Museum. The hooding ceremony confers a special recognition upon graduates receiving master's or doctoral degrees. The hooding ceremony originated in European universities in the 11th or 12th century and was introduced to distinguish graduating students as they began their academic careers. Hooded robes, often required for warmth in unheated medieval libraries, were first used as a practical uniform for scholars as they studied and produced written works. However, over the times, the robes became largely symbolic. Universities then added colors to the robes to differentiate students by their academic majors, and the hoods later became detached ornaments, presented to graduates as part of their commencement ceremony. Hoods are still used today to represent a commitment to scholarly life. While modern-day undergraduates wear robes and caps, those with master's or doctorate degrees are presented with hoods to show their continued pursuit of knowledge. Such hoods are an expression of tradition and are used to communicate the wearer's school, degree, and field of study for the rest of their lives.
We would now like to introduce our faculty speaker for today's event, Dr. Michelle Botcher. Dr. Botcher is an associate professor at Clemson University. She has had a chance to learn with the 2023 cohort in both laws and ethics and the contemporary college training courses. She loves teaching and has the best job ever and is the luckiest person she knows.
All right, before I start, Tiana, how many days until graduation? That's right. And now for a few more comments I call 100 pieces of advice upon your graduation. Number one, be concise. Number two, come up with 98 other pieces of advice. Thank you. No. Seriously, I want to thank you for the invitation to represent the faculty, Rachel, Tony, and Sanja in HESA, as well as myself. I'm excited to give you some parting comments from the faculty in the form of a motivational speech. I call this, I'm going to move so I can kind of see you all. Apologies. I call this speech motivational speech. When you move on through your lives and careers and face challenging times, you need to remind yourselves of some powerful ideas. So, Dr. Awesome, you might ask me, Dr. Awesome, can you give us, that's like really what I asked them to call me. Can you give us some powerful ideas and inspiration to take with us? Yes, my friends. Yes, I can. You should be motivated by the people around you. They've all been here to learn from you or teach you something, like the members of your cohort. All but 2 of them are great. All but 3 of them are great. The students, staff, and faculty who have worked and learned in this program, we are like grains of sand on a beach. Alone, we're small, almost insignificant. But when piled together, those grains of sand become a mighty sand dune, something greater than they are individually. Similarly, we, as people in this program, when piled upon one another, become something greater than ourselves. We become a giant pile of people. Now, there will be some challenging times. And in those times, if life gives you lemons, try to trade those lemons for something better. Money, a puppy, Taylor Swift tickets. Remember that you have to find balance. There are going to be times when you need to move, when you're called to action. But there are also times when you'll be called to stand still, like many of the clocks here in Old Main. My friends, when you face adversity, be patient. Be patient with the student who's angry at you. They might have things going on. Be patient with the colleagues who are angry. They are probably facing challenges. Don't be discouraged by family members who are angry. Many of them are here with us today. They might be scared. Instead, take a deep breath and think, why am I making everyone so angry? Remember that you have people to help you, right? You're graduating, but Rachel and Tony and I, we're still here for you. When you have things to celebrate, when you're excited about things, call me, talk to me about that. Similarly, when you're facing challenges or you're upset or you just need to yell at someone, call Rachel and Tony. Talk to them about that. We're here for you. Work in life without people supporting you is much like a high ropes course without people supporting you. In both cases, you do not have people supporting you. Be inspired by the things you've learned here. Be inspired by the people, the assistantships, the field experiences, the classes, the conversations you've had, but especially the classes. Always be inspired. Remember what you learned in those classes forever. Sometimes you'll have to rely upon yourselves, so give yourselves a hand. No, that's a dramatic pause. Give yourselves a hand up, because ultimately you're the only thing you can count on, and an abacus. Thank you. Be your best self. And when people say to you, seriously, is that your best self? Say, yeah, it is. So shut up. That will teach them. That will teach them, and ultimately your teachers. Remember always that you're helpers. You can teach a man to fish, and if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for one day, unless he doesn't like fish or you don't catch anything. Learn from failure, especially the failures of others, like Camden. Ultimately, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Unless you're really, really sad, then you should cry. Be motivated by the fears you faced during your program. You shared some of your deepest insecurities and biggest concerns with us as faculty. I'd like to share a few of those today. But Tony and Rachel told me that I couldn't do that. So I do want to thank you all for graduating today, because if you weren't, the 3 of us would look ridiculous sitting here. But now I do want to take a moment, okay? So if you don't know, this space is about to be renovated. So you will be the last class to be hooded on this stage. Yeah. Today marks not only a time when you graduate, which means to progress, it marks a time when you will be commencing, which means to begin, but this is a really important moment in your lives. And Dr. Wagner said this to you in the hall, but I want to reiterate it. I want you to be in this moment right now, okay? I've heard that if you focus too much on the past, it can bring you down and just kind of affect your spirit in that way. If you worry too much about the future, you can become really anxious. I don't want you to do either of those. I want you to be right here. All right. And the same for you all. I want you to be in this moment, and I want you to reflect on the huge achievement. It is both an honor and an accomplishment, what the students on this stage have done. So let's just take a moment, take a deep breath, do whatever you need to be aware, but soak this in, okay? All right. Don't miss other moments during the day, okay? After this, you can run around and help your families find where they ended up parking or whatever it is, but for right now, be in the moment. Are there any grandparents or great-grandparents with us today? If you could raise your hands, yes. So it's important that we acknowledge none of us is here on our own. We are building on the shoulders and the work of the people who came before us. So make sure the people who helped you get here today, if they're here with you today, let them know that and be intentional about it. Similarly, those of you who are here as guests, and thank you all for coming today, take a moment and acknowledge to your graduate what they've accomplished, what that means for you. Give them love, give them hugs, give them credit, give them money, give them expensive gifts, whatever seems appropriate. So here's the last thing that I want to say to you, and I hope that this sticks. Be average in your work and excellent in your lives. Too often we get those things mixed up. But where do you want to excel? Where are the people who matter most? Where are the experiences that give you the most energy? I'm not saying don't do your jobs, but do your jobs and live your lives. All right? All right. So again, on behalf of the faculty, we're grateful for everything. We are grateful. We had the chance to be your instructors, but we were also your students. So thank you for the things that you taught us. We love you. We wish the best for you. Do not forget to enjoy this day. And congratulations to the class of 2023.
Thank you, Dr. Batcher. At this time, we'll be recognizing 3 award recipients. Within our student affairs program, we have 2 student-led organizations that contribute to the academic and professional growth of students in the program. As we mentioned earlier, they are the Chi Sigma Alpha Honor Society and the Student Personnel Association. We will first invite Ashley Sinkowski, the outgoing president of Chi Sigma Alpha Honor Society, to present the Outstanding Professional Award. Following that presentation, Elizabeth Wanderson, president of the Student Personnel Association, will present the Outstanding SPA Member Award. Lastly, one of our faculty members, Dr. Tony Cawthon, will present the Outstanding Graduate Student Award. Ashley, you can come out there.
My speech is there. 1 second. Hello. How's everyone doing? Good. Yeah. Before I get started, we actually have 2 birthday gals on the stage today. Tiana and Julie. So if y'all wouldn't mind, could you? Could you sing happy birthday to them, please? Thank you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Awesome. Thank you for doing that. All right. Well, my name is Ashley Stankowski, and I have had the privilege of serving as the president of Chi Sigma Alpha this past year. So on behalf of the Edward A. Grand Prix chapter of Chi Sigma Alpha, welcome to Clemson University. Chi Sigma Alpha is a student affairs international honor society focused on 3 pillars: academics, research, and service to the profession. Clemson is home to the second oldest and the longest continually active chapter of Chi Sigma Alpha. It has been an honor serving as the chapter president this year alongside the other wonderful executive board members. If y'all are able to, non-exec, can you please stand up so we can acknowledge you? Additionally, I would like to recognize our graduating members of Chi Sigma Alpha. If you are able, please stand so we can recognize you. Okay. Finally, I would like to thank the faculty and staff who supported our programs and efforts this year. Particularly our faculty advisors, Dr. Tony Coffin and Dr. Kristen Walker-Donnelly. We could not do what we do without your support and guidance. I am here today to present the 2023 Outstanding Professional Award from Chi Sigma Alpha. This award, based on Chi Sigma Alpha's 3 pillars, is given based on contributions in the areas of academics, research, and service to the profession. Each year, Chi Sigma Alpha honors a faculty or staff member who exemplifies all 3 pillars. The recipient of the Outstanding Professional Award is selected based on nominations from current members of Chi Sigma Alpha. This year, Chi Sigma Alpha is honoring Dr. Eric Pernato. Yeah. Dr. Pernato currently serves as the Director of Residential Learning at Clemson University. Eric is a caring and dedicated professor, mentor, friend, supervisor, and student affairs professional. Before I invite Eric to the stage to accept his award, I would like to read some of the things his nominators shared about him. When I first started taking Dr. Eric Pernato's assessment class, I knew that he exemplified all of the qualifications for this award. Chi Sigma Alpha greatly values their 3 pillars of research, academics, and service, and those pillars are mirrored in the work that Eric does. Eric centers research in the work he does in and out of the classroom. He constantly pulls from current literature in his work with residential learning and curriculum development. His commitment to research and academics have been seen through his fall 2021 completion of his doctoral thesis. Eric is one of the few researchers in the student affairs profession to add to the literature around curriculum in residence halls. In addition to these pillars, Eric showcases immense service to the profession. As soon as he finished his doctoral work, he gave back to the profession by teaching our assessment class last spring. He also will be returning to serve as a faculty member with ACPA's Institute on the Curricular Approach for the upcoming year. For all these reasons and so many more, Dr. Eric Pernato is the most deserving of the Chi Sigma Alpha Outstanding Professional Award. Another nominator said, I nominate Eric for this award because he is a great person and mentor. Eric is very student developmental focused and cares for each and every student individually. He does a great job supporting grads in their journey and provides advice and resources that help them in their goals. Eric is also a well-known practitioner and scholar in the field of assessment. He thinks outside the box and finds innovative methods in assessing student growth and development. He's also an intercultural development inventory, or IDI, administrator on campus and helps staff members develop their intercultural competencies. Eric actively participates in eco-reps and community projects throughout residential learning. In his role as a student affairs practitioner, researcher, and scholar, Eric has made a long-lasting impact at Clemson. At this time, please join me in congratulating Dr. Eric Pernato, our recipient of the
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Wanderston, and I've had the awesome opportunity to serve as the Student Personnel Association president. I'm so excited to be here with all of you to celebrate your graduation from our program. The second year cohort is such an impressive group, and I feel very fortunate that I was able to work with and learn from you all in different ways. I wish you all the best in your endeavors, and I hope that you know that I am always cheering you on. I'm here today to present the award for Outstanding SPA Member. The Outstanding SPA Member Award recognizes a second year who has made a significant impact and continued contributions to SPA. The individual selected to receive this award has displayed a strong commitment to the success and growth of our organization. Their enthusiasm, leadership, and support of the organization have set them apart as an outstanding SPA member. I have no doubt that this individual will accomplish great things and thrive in all of his future endeavors. I am so pleased to present the recipient of the 2023 Outstanding SPA Member, Bradford Porter.
Oh, the people on the stage are not nervous, but y'all should be because I have a mic. They know. Don't give Tony a mic. Good morning. My name is Tony Cousin, and I get to be a great faculty member with these wonderful people up here who give me joy and more joy. I also have the pleasure of serving with Dr. Kristen Walker Donnelly as the advisor to Chi Sigma Alpha, and Chi Sigma Alpha each year recognizes an outstanding graduate student. As you heard a few minutes ago, Chi Sigma Alpha is the National Student Affairs Honorary Society. This award recognizes a graduate student who has shown academic potential, academic excellence, contribution to the profession, excellence in research and scholarship, and potential for future service to our profession. The recipient does not have to be a member of Chi Sigma Alpha, however. Like in the past, this starts with a class vote, and then the class vote is shared with the faculty who make the final determination. I got to turn the page. We've got to be prepared. And we'll get there in a minute. No, but then I know what it says. Well, we think they're all outstanding graduates, and it's really hard to do this every year. I'm pleased to announce that this year's outstanding grad for Chi Sigma Alpha is Heidi Case. Thank you again to Ashley, Elizabeth, and Dr. Condon for your kind words. We will now begin our recognition of the graduating class of 2022. So when we announce your name, please walk forward to your faculty advisor to receive your hooding. Audience, if you could please hold your applause for each graduate until we have finished announcing their introduction, that would be great. Cool.
Okay.
So now we're going to start with Michelle, Dr. Basha's advisees. And
Our first graduate is Amanda Carolina Arroyo Santamaria. Amanda served as the graduate assistant of cooperative education. During her time, she has had the honor and privilege of working with so many wonderful students, especially the Hispanic and Latinx community. She had the honor of being a founder of Hermandad de Sigma Iota Alpha Incorporada and the Latinx Graduate Student Organization or Association. These organizations have deeply shaped her as a person, and she cannot say how thankful she is to have gotten to know the people that she knows through these organizations. Although she has loved and cherished her time at Clemson, she is ready to move on to the next step in her life, wherever it takes her. She is thankful to her friends, her family, her sorors, and especially to her wonderful husband, Zach, who has been an absolute rock to her success in this program.
So our next graduate is Gretchen Adele Bates is joining us virtually. During her time at Clemson, Gretchen has served as graduate community director for a combination of Manning, Malden, Barnett, and Burns House, forming close relationships with almost 50 RAs she worked with, as well as residents and building staff. Gretchen also worked with the Center for Student Leadership and Engagement, helping to plan and run Ready, Set, Roar for fall 2022. Her favorite Clemson memories are climbing the bell tower and ringing the bells and advocating for Manny the raccoon's life when facilities wanted to murder her. Starting in March of 2023, Gretchen began working as a student activities and orientation coordinator at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Go Nanooks, and is looking forward to new student orientation in August.
Caitlin Ann Bittinger. After graduation in May 2020 from George Mason University with a bachelor in social work, past Caitlin did not think she would be here, but finally stepping onto Clemson's campus 2 years ago until now on her way to Florida State University as the housing program coordinator for leadership programs. Caitlin would like to thank many people, places, and things that got her to walking across the stage. This degree is thanks to phone calls with family and friends, whiteboard study nights in Thornhill, screaming on the hill at football games, countless executive board meetings, venting in whatever office Jana was in that week, Mojo's, Taco Bell, the best cohort Clemson has ever seen, Michelle, Tony, and Rachel, faith, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust.
Riley Joy Bowman. Riley's assistantship was with the first year academic programs office working with the Student Start program. Her favorite Clemson memories were to going to football games and homecoming events with her cohort mates, exploring the upstate with her friends, and all of the shenanigans she and her roommates got up to in 107J. Her favorite achievements were planning the 2022 Lavender Celebration Ceremony, completing a research project for the 50th anniversary of Title IX that was displayed in the library, and submitting an article for publication. Riley is excited to continue her journey as a Tiger as she has started a full-time position as the academic advisor for the health science program here at Clemson.
Hannah Grace Burrows. Our next graduate took the stereotypical, well, when I was studying abroad persona that everyone just loves and made it a full-time gig. Welcome, Hannah Grace. Hannah Grace started her assistantship experience here at Clemson with the Summer Start program, where she met her class seat buddy, Riley, and constant rant buddy, Shay. She then chose to transition into assistantship that better aligns with her career goals within the College of Architecture, Arts, and Humanities, where she helped lots of Clemson students achieve their dreams of studying abroad. Throughout her time here at Clemson, Hannah Grace did everything from running the inaugural semester of the Global Business Ambassadors Program to putting on fun events like Beach Day for her Summer Start students, and always made time to ensure every class presentation was a stand-up comedy opportunity along the way. Hannah Grace would like to thank her parents for their constant love and support, her brother for always being a safe space, Tony and Michelle for taking the time to listen to her when she needed it most, everyone in the Clemson Global Engagement team for accepting her with open arms, all of her friends in Lowe's paint section for getting her through life every week, and everyone in the cohort who took the time to get to know her, support her, and pity laugh at some of her jokes. She could not have done this without y'all. True to her self-proclaimed wild card of the cohort title, Hannah Grace's next steps include possible employment as close as Clemson or as far as Australia. But regardless of where she ends up, she is really looking forward to continuing to help facilitate the impact global education has on students. Or she'll open up a comedy-themed tourism company in Italy. Either way, the point of these 2 years is pretty much just a way for her to have a career where she could truly make a difference in people's lives, while also potentially living in Italy forever. Anyway, Hannah Grace, everyone.
Abigail Ruth Hayes. Abby is the first in her family to receive a master's degree and is excited to be sharing this moment with her mom and dad, Michael and Melanie Bartlow siblings, Andrew and Elizabeth, a ridiculous amount of nieces and nephews. Her in-laws and her spouse and the biggest supporter, Colin, who was the first person to encourage her towards a path in higher education. Abby started her educational journey at the University of Kansas, where she completed a degree in English, a minor in education studies, and a certificate in arts engagement. In another life, Abby launched to be an artist. Through her own struggle to adjust at her institution, she developed a great interest in supporting college students and discovered the field of student affairs. She would like to express her immense gratitude for all of the professionals who have guided and inspired her in her journey to become a student affairs practitioner. Some of Abby's favorite memories while in Clemson's M.Ed program were being a hookie for a weekend at Virginia Tech's homecoming, dancing with the Clemson Tiger at Amanda's wedding, going to ACPA 23 and visiting New Orleans with everyone, and too many themed parties and photo shoots to count. Being around amazing people is why Abby wanted to go into student affairs, and being around amazing people is what she will miss the most about Clemson. For her next act, Abby is going to the University of Iowa, where she will be working in the Pomerantz Career Center as an employer outreach specialist and career coach, specifically coaching arts, media, entertainment majors, through whom she will vicariously live her artistic dreams. Congratulations, Abby.
Diamond Delaney Crawford. Diamond has attended Clemson for 6 years, 4 for undergrad and 2 for grad school. She was an RA for 3.5 years in undergrad and a graduate community director in Doubt East during the majority of her time in grad school. Her favorite and most heartwarming yet funny Clemson memory was when her RA staff, co-grad, and supervisor got her a diamond-shaped cupcake for her last day in the GCD role. If you know her, you know her love for this cake. Diamond has had the opportunity to work in housing and with academic coaching and is passionate about both. In early March, Diamond began working full-time at Coker University as the Assistant Director of Residence Life and first-year experience, and will continue in that position after graduation.
Christopher Scott Davis. He served as a graduate assistant in the Office of Community and Ethical Standards. In this role, he has adjudicated more than 250 plus cases that involve violations of the Student Code of Conduct. Throughout this process, Chris developed and co-developed educational sanctions that were contributed and tailored to the students' learning development of ethical decision-making. He also served as the advisor to the Student Judicial Board. Chris trained, advised, and oversaw the peer adjudication process to ensure the process is in compliance with the university policies. Chris created an assessment plan that analyzes and assesses judicial board members' learning and professional competencies as they participate in their peer adjudication process. In addition, Chris had the opportunity to co-develop and facilitate a training on the First Amendment and effective conflict resolution skills for all the registered student organizations at Clemson University. I'm proud to announce that Chris has taken a full-time position with the Office of Community and Ethical Standards as a student support and outreach coordinator, where he will continue advising the Student Judicial Board, develop and coordinate educational programs for the students, student organizations, faculty, and staff regarding the Student Code of Conduct and Office of Community and Ethical Standards. Serve as the hearing officer that specializes in student behavioral concerns, cases that may need to be addressed by OCES, including educational conversations and or referral to campus partners, and will be responsible for keeping up to date with all Clemson University policies and guidelines regarding service animals and service animals in training. One of Tristan's favorite memories were planning Pride Prom for Clemson University graduates. Now we'll start with Tony's graduates. And then we have Inda Fielder. Inda is originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Penn State in 2020. Inda always knew grad school would be hard, and that it truly was. Due to unforeseen circumstances, India was remote for a semester. Her favorite memory was coming back to finish her final semester strong, along with her friends. After graduation, India will be moving to Phoenix, Arizona to work as a membership experience specialist at a higher adjacent company.
Preston James Kell. Preston came to us from the University of North Georgia and has worked for Clemson Home for the last 2 years as a graduate assistant for fraternity and sorority housing. His favorite Clemson memories include all those times in the grad pad, seeing students accomplish what they dreamed of doing, attending conferences with the FSH and FSL teams, the celebratory Panhellenic Executive Council dinner, and as a student himself running onto the football field after the homecoming game win. Preston's journey will now take him back home to the state of Georgia, where he has accepted the coordinator of Greek housing position at the University of Georgia.
Deja Chanel Pinion. To God be all the glory. Deja thanks Jesus for the transformative period of her life and for never forsaking her. It's been a ride full of ups and downs, but His grace and mercy has sustained her. I thank Him for the experiences of 2 assistantships, graduate community director, and graduate assistants for social justice and education. As she was typing this out, she was not sure where she will be next, but she knows for certain that she is covered and running towards Jesus at all times.
Mackenzie Blue Kitzmiller. Mackenzie graduated from the University of Illinois in 2020. IOO. While at Clemson, she has worked as a graduate assistant for fraternity sorority housing. Most of her favorite moments during grad school have taken place at the Pendleton Wine Bar. Her biggest accomplishment is having her cat appear in every single presentation during her second year. What's next? Stay tuned.
Camden Austin Miller. Camden has grown so much during his time at Clemson. He's proud cooking alum from Virginia Tech, where he studied international relations. During his time at Clemson, he had a wonderful opportunity to work with interpersonal violence prevention. He's appreciative for every moment with his supervisor, Megan Fallon, who he considers to be one of his top 5 superheroes of all time. Those who know Cam will get that reference. Whether it was presenting at a conference for the first time, playing Smash Bros with friends, or eating Chick-fil-A every Monday, Camden is beyond grateful for the memories and the lifelong friendships he has found at Clemson. However, he would like to add this to his home state of North Carolina will always be his favorite of the Carolinas. Camden will return to North Carolina, where he will begin his next chapter as the Assistant Director of Alumni Engagement with the law school at Duke University. Last and especially not least, Camden would like to give a special thank you to his parents, aunts, friends, faculty, and colleagues for their consistent love and support throughout his time in graduate school.
Michaela Elizabeth Nelson. Michaela's assistantship was in the Fraternity and Sorority Life Office, which she advised an awesome student group, the FSL Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Ambassadors. Throughout the past 2 years here at Clemson, Michaela has enjoyed exploring new places and making some amazing memories with her friends. One of Michaela's proudest moments during grad school was presenting at the ACPA conference this past March with 3 of her amazing cohort mates, Caitlin, Ashley S., and Dorcas. Michaela is super thankful for the friendship that she has made here at Clemson and all the support she has received from them the past 2 years. She also wants to give a shout out to the grad pad for all the golf cart rides and for making work even more fun, along with the 107J for making Clemson feel like home. Michaela also wants to thank Tony and Michelle, her supervisor Trish, and her coworker Allie for helping her grow professionally, navigate the international job search, and being amazing mentors. Additionally, she wants to thank her dad and Jen, her mom, her boyfriend, and all the rest of her family for always supporting her and cheering her on. After graduation, Michaela is backpacking around Europe with her cousin and then hopes to secure a job working in student services at a university in Scotland. Michaela is going to miss her students, friends, and faculty, however, is excited for her next adventure. Go Tigers.
Shannon Nicole O'Brien. She has enjoyed traveling and exploring new restaurants with her friends and roommates. She has also enjoyed attending and working with Clemson sporting events and being outside whenever she could. Her time at Clemson was wild, but she is very thankful for the people she has met and the support from her friends, wrestling, and the faculty.
Our next graduate is Bradford Austin Porter. But his name is Bradford, and he goes by Bradford. He's a big guy from the small rural town of Covington, Georgia, with even bigger dreams. He prides himself on community, authenticity, and passion. He comes from a place where no one is a stranger, love knows what you do, and support comes from all directions. He has held different positions through undergrad and grad and his full-time career in education, with a graduate community director being the most recent. He's been honored to receive the 2023 CHO Outstanding Graduate Student Award. He is blessed and highly favored and couldn't have done this in graduate school without the help of the Lord above, his supervisors, his friends and family. He's excited about a new journey in a new place and the opportunity to create connections, build community, and grow in new ways. He will be a resident coordinator with housing at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He also said "Go Tigers," but very specifically the GEAUX version.
What we're showing us.
We'll now pause to start Rachel's advisees.
Dorcas Liz Perez. Dorcas holds a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature from the University of Puerto Rico, Rio Perez campus. During her time at Clemson, she served as the graduate assistant for the academic advising and coaching, at the Academic Success Center. In her internship, she created an advising form for English majors. She also contributed to the Mutual Intelligibility Project, which educates students about language discrimination. Her favorite memories at Clemson are performing spoken word poetry, volunteering at events that contributed to her growth and service to others, and presenting at a conference in New Orleans for the first time. In the future, she hopes to continue counseling and advising students and to believe in herself.
No? Okay, cool. Our next graduate is Tiana Zenobia Pyatt. Once upon a time, there was a student named Tiana who was as bubbly and charming as a Disney princess. She wasn't your typical princess, though. Instead of living in a castle, she preferred to work in student affairs, and instead of a horse-drawn carriage, she stumbled across the Clemson Hills and palmetto bugs. As a first-generation college student, Tiana knows that with hard work and a little bit of magic, dreams can come true. She earned her BS in psychology from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, the year a wicked spell was cast upon the kingdom by the evil COVID-19 virus. While at Clemson, she has enjoyed getting to work with some of the brightest students, evening trips to the Pound Cake Man, and learning more about the field. Who knows? Maybe one day she'll even become a princess in her own right, ruling over a higher ed kingdom of knowledge and ideas.
Ashley Rebecca Sankowski. Ashley is extremely grateful for her time at Clemson. The last 2 years have provided her with enriching experiences that have shaped her professionally and personally, including serving as president of Chi Sigma Alpha, co-presenting with her friends at ACPA 2023, and working as a NODA intern in California last summer. Some of Ashley's favorite memories include football and basketball games, late night lunch to Taco Bell and cookout, and intense games of Know Your Party. She's forever thankful for the wonderful friends she met at Clemson, whom she can always count on for a good laugh, a shoulder to cry on, or a ride to the airport. She would also like to thank her parents, sisters, family, and friends for supporting her goals, no matter where they take her in the world.
Jacqueline Aretha Scott. Jackie is so grateful to have studied at Clemson. She graduated from Junita College in May of 2020 with a degree in psychology and Spanish studies, not having any idea she'd be pursuing a master's degree in higher education a year later in South Carolina. Her assistantship during her time in this program was with Bridge to Clemson, working specifically with their supplemental instruction program. Over the past 2 years, Jackie spent most of her free time outside with friends, on the phone with family, and listening to Taylor Swift. This March, she started working full-time here in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences, serving as the Assistant Director of First-Year Initiatives. She has enjoyed her time in this role so far and is excited to see what's in store. Jackie wants to give a special thank you to her friends, family, faculty, and mentors who always believed in her and helped her get to where she is today.
Taylor Erin Shannon. Taylor is a Charlotte area native and a 2021 graduate of Mississippi State University. During her time in Starksville, she was heavily involved on campus and in her sorority Alpha Delta Pi. During her time at Clemson, Kayla has gained a wealth of experiences, both in her assistantship and most recently in her full-time role with Clemson Home. Kayla wants to give a shout out to the true supporters she had in the past 2 years, and an extra special shout out to her RH staff and her cat, Tiger, for keeping her afloat. Following graduation, Kayla has accepted an area coordinator position at the University of Richmond, Go Spiders.
Julie Elizabeth Thomas. Julie graduated from Slippery Rock University in May of 2021 with a Bachelor of Science degree in middle level mathematics education. At Clemson, Julie's graduate assistantship is in the Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business as the Career and Professional Development GA. Her main project was to implement the Tiger Ties Alumni to Student Mentorship Program. She also completed internships in Clemson's College Education, at Tri Sigma National Sorority, and in Furman University's Student Life Office. After graduation, Julie will be working for EAB as a project specialist. Julie's favorite Clemson memories are attending football games with friends and family and trying new restaurants and breweries in the area.
Allison Lynn Whiteley. Allison graduated from Northern Kentucky University with a BA in psychology in 2021. While at Clemson, she served as a graduate assistant for LGBTQ+ programs in the Harvey and Lucinda Gann Multicultural Center. Her favorite Clemson memory has been the late nights in the library with her classmates, hanging out and finishing assignments.
Serenity Marie Wolf. Serenity served as the GA for Bridge to Clemson Supplemental Instruction. During her first class of the program, Tony said, "This education is what you make it." And she took that to heart, becoming involved in numerous organizations, committees, and around campus. Her favorite Clemson memories are watching Clemson sunsets, bringing Oakley to campus, and growing closer to her cohort through Pechacuchas in Michelle's class. In the future, she hopes to work in student development, particularly with excluded and underserved student populations in higher education.
We would also like to recognize the hard work of Kelly Smith, who could not be here today, but will be graduating in the fall as she took a full-time job last semester. Now it's our honor to welcome to the podium the elected graduate student speaker for the class of 2023, Dorcas Les Perez.
Okay, hi everyone. I don't know where to stand, but I'll stay in the middle. I'll just look at everyone. Thank you. So my family didn't know I was going to be speaker today, so surprise. And also shout out to my ASC team who are all sitting there. It makes me so happy to see each and every one of your faces, and it means everything to me. So thank you. Okay, so I'm going to try to speak without, I want to make sense basically. So, all right. I'm going to face them, but okay. Okay, I feel so honored to be on this stage because to me, I feel such a responsibility to honor my friends, my cohort, to speak words that I hope fill you with deep orange warmth of a Clemson sunset and smiles as wide, make you feel as tall as the sunflowers that bloom on the summertime on Perimeter Road. What a morning to be in this space together, crying, watching each other cry, making our family, friends, coworkers people we hold dear in our hearts. On Zoom, you who are watching, also cry in unison. The image right across in the middle, if you can see that with the mural, spells unity in sign language. When I think of my peers in the 2 years we've been pursuing this degree as a collective, which is to say, you're probably here in the space with us, still wondering what the heck your daughter, son, person is graduating from, and that's okay. Because sometimes we don't even know. But I will say that how I think of us, what I see in each and every one of you in my cohort, is the definition of student affairs. Some of the core concepts of the student affairs profession, as NASPA, the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators, defines it as, are 1, encouraging an understanding of and respect for diversity; 2, believing in the worth of individuals; 3, supporting students in their development. To be seated here, to have walked up this stage, to reach this final step in our current academic journey was not simple. I'm sure that we've all experienced challenges, both known and unknown, the ones we keep tucked in with us in bed, afraid to speak out loud, the ones that we would speak out loud, the exhaustion, the physical, mental, emotional health that was strained, the losses we've had, the doubts and worries, if I am invisible, if I am worthless, what is worth keeping, pursuing? How do I move forward? Take that step, because I am sinking deep and I can't seem to find the strength to pull myself free. All this to say that the way in which we believe in the worth of individuals is the example we've received from those individuals that have believed in us, that have pulled us from that of which has caused us to sink. Life actually is softer. As you think about the life you've created here at Clemson, the memories you'll choose to keep, the students you've impacted, the mentors you've had that prepared you for this moment, the friends you've made, and the ones you can't live without, our faculty, Michelle, Rachel, Tony, and others, and even if not, for their wisdom and care for which they've so graciously shared and celebrated us, we thank you. And I encourage my cohort to hold on to these things that have molded the person you are today. I, who came all the way from Puerto Rico, like de Orinquen, not knowing what was ahead, you held my hand and made Clemson home. Thank you, Dad. You're all beautiful. This crowd knows it. The stars in the sky know this. You are beautiful and you are all worthy. And my hope for you all is that you find that which brings you peace. Please, a round of applause, snaps, words of appreciation, or whichever way you wish to show how proud you are for the 2023 graduates. We did it, Tigers. Thank you.
As we near the end of today's ceremony, we want to again thank all of you attending this momentous occasion and for supporting and celebrating our students. And we finally would like to congratulate our graduates. We have had the joy and honor of working and growing together with you and are so proud of what you have accomplished in the last 2 years. As difficult as it is for us to see you leave Clemson, the place where our paths first met, we cannot wait to see where you go from here and the amazing things you continue to achieve. Congratulations, class of 2023. We love you. We love you here. So this concludes today's ceremony. Please feel free to stick around for pictures. And there are some displays over there where you can take pictures. We have some balloons if you would like to use them. But yeah, you're all done.